So here we are with the housing assembled, rotors, end plates on, just 4 bolts in there to hold it together. The spacers on the end of the shaft just hold the bearings and rotors together. So what I did is measured all the shoulders on the rotors and the housing, and worked out what I needed to face off either one, which turned out to be off the rotors, and so I could set the clearances up. So I've ended up with 8 thou on the front and about 12 on the back. Obviously the back needs a bit more clearance. The front's held rigid, rotors heat up, expand, and you haven't got enough clearance there, they'll contact and just scrub it out. You have all metal filing through it, which ain't good. And you've seen the video of the housing in the lathe where I face that to get the right length for the rotors, and yeah, that's all turned out pretty good once I put it together and checked the clearances. So it's actually pretty hard to set the clearances in the housing. I found it a lot easier to, if you need to move the rotors down, was to actually set it up this way and hit it there and then turn it back over and check it. Because yeah, with the weight of the rotors and the inertia, you only got to give it a little tap and it'll move easy. Whereas the other way, you're trying to hit it up, you're trying to hit the weight of the rotors up as well, and yeah, you've got to give it a fair old crack to get it to move. Anyway, that's one of the things you learn, I guess, as you go along. But yeah, I had the long set of feeler gauges inside, get in there, check the clearances, not a problem. So what I'm doing now is over on the grinder, cylindrical grinder, to trim up a long series end mill. The shank's 10 mil with an 8 mil end mill, so because I need to go in 46 long, it yeah, hits on the shank. So what I do is get in the grinder, undercut it, and yeah, the next thing to do will be to set this thing up and take the clear up the dowel holes. I actually got a torch inside of that, and you can see like a little bit of misalignment. So anyway, this will true it up. So what I'll do is I'll pause it and head over to the grinder and just show you what I'm doing there. So this is a cylindrical grinder. She's an oldie but a goodie, but yeah, it does the job. So yeah, what we're doing here, that's a bit of the shank that I've got to grind down to clear the hole once I come through with the end mill. It goes 46 mil deep I need. So that's yeah, about there. So that was the best part of 10 mil too long. Anyway, what I do is undercut it back here a little bit so it clears the hole when the end mill goes through, rather than binding up and flogging that out. But yeah, this is pretty much it. That racket you can hear in the background is just a compressor in there. Definitely know when that's going. So yeah, you just see that touching on the shank of it. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'll finish that off and then set up the housing in the mill and get another video going with that. Catch you then.